So going back to looking at roles, usually it's the administrator that creates them, and basically what it's doing is, or what you're doing is creating a group to set privileges. You can include other roles within that role. So you might have a role that has to do with the department. You might have a role that has to do with the job duty. But rather than going through and setting the privileges on each individual user account, you can set the corresponding privileges according to their job duties, and then anyone that's in that particular job role will be assigned into the role to control the access and the rights by that account. With that, then, you name the groups to reflect what you're trying to grant the users or other roles, so it makes sense. And it just makes it easier to have multiple privileges or roles to users with less maintenance as far as for the administrator or account manager. So when you set up a role, it's going to be used to organize and administrate privileges. It's similar to a user, but it can't own the object. You can assign privileges. You would assign privileges, and then you would assign the users that role. So it's a multi-step type of process. With Oracle, then, the process would be to create a role using the create role statement, and then on the account, you would go through and use the grant statement to assign it to a particular account or user. Likewise, you can do a revoke command to remove that role, or you can use the drop statement to completely remove it. So, like say you have an account that is in a particular row, and you have within that role other roles defined, but you don't want that particular account to have that access. You could do a revoke on it to remove that particular role out of the main role. If you wanted to drop it completely or remove it completely, you would use the drop. So we've talked about a couple things. Profiles are going to define the user account's behavior within Oracle. You would use the DBA profile to view it. You can use an alter user to change how it's set up. We want to remember that SQL Server does not support profiles. A key thing is the use of password policies to control how the passwords are set up, how often they have to be changed, and then the aging or history of the password, so someone can't change it and then change it back to what it was before. With that, then, it's making the password stronger. Likewise, the password policy can control the encryption of the password so that it's not in clear text, making it harder to break into the password. So in Oracle, you have your system privileges, and that's controlling and allowing users to perform specific database operations. And then when you look at your object privilege, then you're looking at controlling access to a specific object itself. You can use the grant and revoke on your roles to control the user account's access and privileges. When you look at the role, then you're going to use it to organize and administrate privileges in an easy manner by grouping the type of privileges and roles instead of and assigning accounts to that role versus assigning each one of the accounts those privileges and rights. So with that, the role can it's like a user, but it can't actually own the object, and you can use the role to actually assign privileges. I hope that's kind of a good overview of what's going on, and you will be doing this in your lab, setting up profiles and roles for your accounts that you created.